Hey folks, I have your home prices and insights for Peel in Durham for week ending October 20th. First, let me tell you about one big advantage by hiring the right realtor that nobody talks about. Let me tell you quickly how simple it is to reach out to me. Click the link in the description, which opens a new window connected to my personal calendar. Select the date and time that works best for you, then click confirm. You're almost done. Let me know who you are, where I can reach you, and what you want to talk about. That's it. Looking forward to chatting. So what's the big advantage you could have by working with the right realtor that nobody talks about? Simple. It's the realtor's relationship with other realtors, their network. We speak with buyers and sellers every single day, and by default we're talking to realtors every single day, and we know how important it is to have respect and trust and cooperation from the realtors on the other side. We're handling half of the transaction, and we need the realtor on the other side to handle the other half of the transaction. So when that realtor sees our team's name, sees our name, they know they're going to be treated with respect, with professionalism and cooperation. And it's an advantage, although oftentimes a hidden advantage that nobody talks about, but can be a big factor in helping that deal come together and have a smooth transaction. Let's get into the numbers. Okay, here are your home prices and insights for the Peel in Durham areas for week ending October 20th. I'm covering detached properties only. I'm dealing with Mississauga, Brampton, and for Durham, I've got Ajax, Pickering, and Whitby as one area. Blue up top here, this is Mississauga. Looks like average sold price has been coming down. You've got the orange here for Brampton, average sold price is going up. And for Durham area, average sold price is going up. That's just a quick snapshot. Let's get a little bit close. Let's dive into the Mississauga area. Now, sales have gone up. We sold 76 detached properties in Mississauga last week. 9 of those were at $2 million or more. And 9, as far as when you look back at the year, 9 is a very decent week for selling luxury property. And 76 sales is higher than what we've had the whole summer basically, except for a couple of days here in September. So it's nice to see sales come back up a little bit in line to where we were for the beginning of the fall. Now, average sold price, we really got to look at this. It's down just slightly from the previous week. It's now at $1,509,000. And when you kind of look at that and put things into perspective, and I'm not always trying to put, I know some people accuse me in the comments of putting a positive spin on it, but I call it like I see it, and it looks like for sure average sold price has been coming down over the last, over the fall period, but it's coming down from at the top end of 1.6 million. I mean, that's really high, and not too long ago, 1.4, 1.5 million would be like phenomenal numbers for Mississauga. So now we're at 1,509. It's about, I would say, even to where we've been as far as the yearly average goes. But let's look at this compared to where we were a year ago. Well, 1,509 is 20% higher than last year's average sold price. That's my positive spin. Although average sold price has been coming down, like we're way ahead of where we were. There's lots of room for it to come down and the market still to be ahead in Mississauga. Of the 76 that were sold, 87% sold at list price or more. 87%. I don't want people to think, they're giving houses away in Mississauga. It's not true. It's very competitive in Mississauga. We listed 100, and 100 listings in a week is higher than we've had for many of the weeks in September. Months of inventory is sitting at 0.5. I say that because sometimes we see slight changes in price or sales, and we tend to think that, well, everything's falling apart or everything is through the roof. You got to kind of look at the whole picture there. Months of inventory 0.5. Days on market, average days on market is sitting at 10. There's a lot going on in Mississauga, very competitive, and prices are very strong still. Having a close look at Brampton. Now, for most areas, the previous week, the Thanksgiving week, we saw sales come right down. However, we really didn't see that in Brampton, and now sales are higher. Last week, for week ending October 20th, 121 were sold. That's the highest week that we've had in a long time, going back to, where are we going here, middle of June. So sales are very strong in Brampton. 7 of those properties sold at $2 million or more, which is a very strong week. Also, when we look at the whole year, average sold price is now sitting at $1,318,000. We're in record territory. These are record prices that we're seeing, and Brampton just isn't slowing down. Average sold price continues to creep up little by little. This average sold price now of $1,318,000 is 27% higher than last year's average sold price. And of the 121 that were sold, 87% sold at list price or more. 87%. If you're thinking, 13%, are not, well, 87% is going to feel like all of them. Very competitive. Listings are also up, so we're going to see some more activity, more listings. We know the buyers are there. There isn't enough inventory, so it's nice to see listings going up. And months of inventory is still extremely low at 0.3. Average days on market is sitting at 8. For the Durham area, and remember, I'm looking at Ajax, Pickering, and Whitby as one area. Sales also went up to 72, which is in line where we've been for September. 5 of those were at $2 million or more, and the average sold price is sitting at $1,246,000. Man, I remember like yesterday, where getting an average sold price of $1 million was a lot in the Durham area. We're at $1,246,000. And for the whole year, there's no weeks where we've been less than $1 million average sold price, and it continues to climb. That average sold price of $1,246,000 is 30% higher than last year's average sold price at this time. Of the 72 that were sold, 88% sold at list price or more. Look, if you're planning to buy, the strategy has to be, how do we compete? Just because there's a good chance, almost for sure, you're going to be competing with other buyers. 96 properties were listed, which is higher, one of the highest weeks we've had in September so far, and months of inventory is sitting at 0.3 with 8 days average days on market. Very competitive. And when we look at the 3 areas, months of inventory is so low. If I would have told you, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, look, we're going to be sitting at less than 1 month of inventory. It's just territory that we never thought we'd be in, and now we're like permanently there. It doesn't seem like it's moving. It's very competitive. My name is Santo Sessa with RE/MAX Premier. If I could help with anything, reach out. It's really simple to get a hold of me. Have an awesome Halloween.